Good morning, friends. It's Mrs. Brinsley. I'm here for Wednesday's reading lesson. So let's review our content goal. I see some sight words in there, so let me see if we can identify them together. I can write the 5 senses sentences. Now we got 3 new sight words this week. Oh, I see one here. Here's another new one. Can. And then one from previous weeks. The. So we have 3 sight words in our learning goal. Okay, so I have a book to read to you, and we're continuing with our unit on 5 senses. So this book is called The 5 Senses. Remember, this is our title. And this is written by Naria Roca. So they are the author. They wrote the words in the book. And this is a brand new book, so I'm going to have to bend it as we go. And then illustrations by Rosa Hurto. And so she drew or painted or however she created these beautiful pictures. So remember, on the front cover, we've got our title. We've got our spine. This is what holds our book together, just like the spine in your body. And then we have our back cover. So let's get started. Oh, I'm going to bend it, bend it, bend it. All right, here we go. Here we are. Now, I'm not going to touch the words with my pointer like I normally do because that would be too distracting. I want you to look at the pictures. And one of the things that we notice in books is that the words match the pictures. So this is called text, right? The text is the words, the illustrations are the pictures. So the words and the pictures should match. If they're talking about a little girl who put an apple to her or a rose to her nose to smell, it wouldn't make sense if she had a piece of cake and was smelling a piece of cake, right? The words have to match the pictures. So let's get started. If you try to taste this book, your parents are sure to tell you not to. It would be silly to lick a book. Fortunately, you have other senses besides your tongue to know what things are like. You have eyes to see, ears to listen, a nose to smell, and the skin all over your body to notice the touch and feel of things around you. I see 2 things that are green. They are white underneath. They have laces and they are empty inside, unless I get my feet in them. You know what they are, don't you? Right? With your eyes, you can watch lots of things, even some things that are so far away you cannot touch them, such as the clouds floating in the sky. You can see the color of things, their size, and you may even know if the things that surround you are moving or not, if they are not hidden, of course. Right? We use our eyes and our sense of sight to notice so many things. At night, we are so sleepy, we can't keep our eyes open. Our eyelids feel heavier and heavier until finally we fall asleep. During the day, our eyelids move up and down all the time, cleaning our eyes as if they were windshield wipers. The sense of sight is so important that the eyes are protected by the eyelashes. Those are the little hairs in your eyes. Make sure which prevent dust getting in, and the eyebrows, which block the drops of sweat. So when you're working out and you get sweaty, those eyebrows, their job is to keep the sweat from dripping in your eyes. So even our body parts have jobs. The sense of hearing allows us to hear. Sometimes to hear a sound well, you have to pay attention. Shh, listen. Can you hear how many sounds there are inside and outside your house? Some are so low it's hard to hear them, but others are so strong they may be heard from far away. There are sharp sounds, such as the horn of a car, and also grave sounds like the siren of a ship. I bet there are sounds you don't like in the least. Yeah, I don't like the sound of my kids yelling. Ugh, I don't like that. Close your eyes. I bet you have no problem telling the direction from which a noise comes. That's how people who can't see play soccer. They attach a little bell to the ball so they may know where it is. The sense of hearing guides them instead of their eyesight. Which sounds from the next page do you like best? Oh, not my alarm bell. Definitely not. Oh, I love the sound of my dogs and my kitties when they bark and meow. I say, come snuggle me, friends. Oh, I love the sound of a guitar. I like a chicken too, and I definitely love baby chicks. And I like boat sounds because I think being on the water is really fun. And I like all the animal sounds. Is that a swan or a goose? I don't know. White swan. Do you know where the sense of smell is located? Right? In our nose. We can identify 1,001 smells with it. Lemon, vinegar, cheese, peppermint, or cat's pee. Ugh, yuck. Some smells are very nice and others are just horrible. With your nose, you can smell danger. If you smell something is burning, maybe it's a pie in the oven that's in danger of becoming a piece of charcoal, right? If we had a fire in our house, we would smell the smoke and we would feel the heat, right? So we would know danger, danger. When you have a cold, you can't smell well, can you? Your nose is so plugged so that you cannot even notice the smells floating in the air or even breathe through your nose. It's a good thing that we can also breathe through the mouth. Your nose is running all the time. Your eyes are all watery and your tongue can taste the flavor of things. You'd better wear warm clothes so you don't catch a cold. Try to talk without moving your tongue. You sound odd, don't you? The tongue is useful for a lot of things. We use it to talk, to mix food in the mouth, to stick out, and to find out what things taste like. With the sense of taste, you may tell the difference between many different flavors. The tip of your tongue notices if something is sweet or salty. The sides tell us when something is sour, and the back of the tongue notices when something is bitter. I bet you hadn't noticed that before, had you? Babies discover what things are like by putting everything in their mouths. Soon, they learn whether the object is tasty, like marmalade, which is really sweet, or tasteless, like a plastic toy. Blech. Which are which are your favorite flavors? I love coffee and chocolate. Oh, is that hot chocolate? I love hot chocolate too. Cherries are my favorite. I love cherries. I love fruit. I love lots of different tastes. Sweet taste, sour taste, salty. Can't get enough salty. So yum. If you walk barefoot on the sand, you will notice the tiny grains that stick between your toes. Feel if the sand is warm or cold, wet or dry. And you can experience it not only with the touch, with your feet. Touch is a sense you have in the skin all over your body. Have you ever noticed the tiny lines that cover the pad of your fingers? We call them fingerprints, and they are different in every person. Your fingerprints are unique in the whole world. Some parts of your body are so sensitive to touch that they tickle a lot, such as your armpits, your lips, or the palm of your hand. Try to tickle someone with a feather, and you'll see they won't be able to resist without laughing for too long. When your skin notices it's cold, the tiny bumps in the hair stand up and you get goosebumps. And when it notices it's hot, it sweats to refresh you. Your skin is very sensitive. Cold, hot, dry, wet, soft, hard, straight, wrinkled, smooth, rough, or sharp. With your skin, you may guess what many things around you are like, even without looking at them. Would you like to try? Sometimes some senses do not work properly or they don't work at all. This is the case with people who need glasses to see well, people who smell nothing, those who cannot hear any sound or who cannot see anything at all. Can you feel with all of your five senses? If one of your senses is not working properly, you will have to use the others better to know the world around you. If your hearing wasn't working well, which other sense do you think you might use more of than now? Maybe if we didn't hear, we'd use our sense of sight or our sense of smell more. You feel your skin surrounded by warm water. You smell soap. You notice the bitter taste of shampoo. You hear the splash of water and you see a shower. Where are you? In a bathtub or anywhere else. Your senses get along so well that they always work together. And right now, what do you feel with your hearing, your sight? Your taste, your smell, and your touch. Discovering the world through your five senses is very challenging adventure. Did you notice how they talked about him being in a bathtub and then he was in a bathtub? Do you see how the text or the words and the illustrations or the pictures, they match each other, right? It wouldn't make sense if he was in a car and they said he's in a bathtub. That wouldn't match. Our pictures and our words need to match. All right. So we are going to the end. So we are going to go grab our five sentences because our learning goal today is to write these sentences. So I want you to get out. Here's two of our sight words this week. I can. So for I, we're going to go long line down, little line across, C, curve it around. The A, a little circle and a hook. The N, little line and a hump. Now our T, a long line down, little line across. A, circle and a hook. Our S, curve it around once, curve it around twice. Our T, little line down, little line across. Our E, little line across and hook it around. And then, of course, we talked about in today's lesson, or I'm sorry, yesterday's lesson about our period. That's a punctuation. We'll be learning more about that later. That's how we know that the sentence is over. Notice how I have spaces in my sentence. That's important. So now we're going to write, this says, I can taste. I want you to color this picture after you trace or write a sentence. Now let's go to our next sentence. Long line down, little line across for your I. For your C, little curve around. For your A, little circle and a line. For your N, little line and a hump. Now we're going to do a space. Remember, spaces between words are important. Now, little line down, little line across. Our O, go all the way around in a little circle. Our U, our lowercase u, we're going to go curve it around in a hook. Our C, we're going to curve it around, but don't go all the way around. You don't want to make an O. And for our H, we're going to go long line down and a hump. And again with our period. So I want you to color all of your pictures here. Let's read our two new sentences together. Remember, these are our new sight words, I and can. I can taste. We taste with our tongue, and that's our sense of taste, right? Excuse me. I can touch. We touch with our skin. So the skin on our hands, or really the skin anywhere on our body, and that's our sense of touch. Okay, so let's revisit our learning goal and see if we accomplished it. I can write the five senses sentences. We did it, right? You've written 4 sentences now. Okay, my friends, I will see you back here for our next lesson. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.